Wow. Hey guys, I just realized it was 12 o'clock. People will start coming in at 12. I should have checked downstairs real quick. Excellent. Alright, instead of me doing my whole spiel, I'm just gonna wait a couple seconds. Alright, cool. So that's gonna like repeat over and over again. Sorry about that. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. I'm gonna check downstairs, and I'm just gonna go right into shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. Give me a second. Hello? Yeah, man, I'm gonna do it 5 to 8. I got some, I'm using a little bit of this footage to, use a little bit of this footage to do some little promotion and stuff like that. But we're gonna right to the shutter speed, ISO, and Aperture. So everything seems to be working good, which is nice. I think I did enough. But it is 12. I don't want to disdain me being on time, but I am here. See, that's me talking. All right, here we go. Let's see something. I can't really get you. Oh, right, we do got light. All right, here we go. All right, follow me. Maybe if y'all can follow me. Let's just turn on all these lights real quick, and I'm gonna move this camera. Oh, to be the center. Maybe this water bottle. This water bottle right here. Deer Park. We're gonna move this all out the way. All right. We're gonna make Deer Park the subject. All right. So there you go. We're gonna make a smooth commercial for photography for Deer Park. There's a lot going on with these wires, man. I'm buzzing my hand on the line. Alright, so trying to get out of the way so we both can see it. We're gonna use this Deer Park here. Alright, that's a bright, just because of ISO. We talked about ISO, right? ISO is a sensitivity. ISO is a sensitivity for the light. Let's get that in focus. My fault. Always get your stuff in focus, man. We don't know what you're looking at. Get your stuff in focus. We was talking about composition earlier. That's why we got our leading lines on here, so we know how symmetric things can be. So if you want like dead in the middle, boom, dead in the middle. It's right here. We make sure we're in focus. And leading lines, maybe right here too with some. But dead. Symmetrical. Sometimes people don't want it symmetrical. Sometimes they want it like right on the leading lines right here. And right, maybe you think you're like adding like Deer Park right here, or a logo or like something. You good? You straight? All right, that's looking funny. All right. It's too bright. We learned that our shutter speed can bring us up and down. Our aperture can bring us up and down, and our ISO can bring us up and down. I like to start with these lower cameras. You got to find out what their base ISO is. With this, I believe it's got like 200 or 400. So let's put it on the base ISO of 200. Boom, right? So now that's looking better. That's looking a little better. Right? Not looking too bright. But what if the client like, well, I like that depth, and we already down. I'm recording, my bad. We're already all the way down to a 1.8. So that is like the most depth we got. But I can show y'all, and then we can like even put that chair in focus if you wanted to, and add like a case of Deer Park right there. All right. Boom, Deer Park. And focus. I want to show y'all what this and this will look like in focus. So I'm gonna up the aperture, right? So let's open it up to, let's say, 8. I don't know if you can tell, but let me see. This guy's looking way more in focus. Let's put some more light on with the ISO. Let's add more light with the ISO. 800. Let's go to 1600. Even though for the T7i, 1600 is way too high. But now you can kind of see like the blur is gone. Now the fact that we had opened up to an 8, this stuff is way more in focus together. So just imagine like if you're having a group photo, or you with your boy, like your boy right here, and then the homeboy like right a little bit behind him. If that's opened up all to the 1.8, he's gonna be out of focus and your boy's gonna be in focus, or vice versa. But if you open that up to an 8, now everybody's in focus and everybody's happy, right? And that's the basis of what's going on there. And I wanted to show you that. But y'all also have to adjust. So every time you need to compensate for something, you need to do the other things. So the fact that we don't want ISO 1600 there because it's going to look grainy. And we don't want it because it's going to look grainy. We're going to go back to our base ISO. And now look, it's dark. Now we don't like that. But we like the fact that the chair and the water is in focus. So what do? Do we lower our shutter speed? One, I can say yeah, because now nobody's moving. We don't have no blurs. The water bottle's gonna be sitting there doing nothing. So we don't need the necessary aspects of blur. So I would maybe do that at 30. But in aspects like the ISO, you want to kind of keep your what's that called again? Shutter speed at no lower than like, I believe 50 to 60. You know what I mean? Shots per second. If you ask me. Maybe that's just a personal tip. I would leave that thing at 60 and 50 and leave it there and just adjust everything else. I would adjust everything else. But, alright, so let's go my way, right? So 30 letting a little more light, but it's not letting enough light in. So I'm going to take it back to what, 50? Let's go 50 since I let a little more light in. I still want to keep this at 8, and I want to keep this at 200. What do I do now? I can't really do much with the camera anymore. The camera is pretty much a wrap. What I can do now is add light. So let's look around. What do we got? We got some light. Let's, I don't know if y'all can see what I can see, but I do, just to go move right into light after learning shutter speed, ISO, and aperture. You need to know that because you need to know, do you need to let more light in or you need to let less light in? Once you outside, you can play around because the sun gonna be beaming. Once you inside, you can imagine these inside lights are always gonna be a little darker than usual. So let's, I don't know if y'all can see this. I don't know if I can point to it, y'all can see it, but this right on this pole is a newer bar light. And then right here is these newer LED panels. And I just turn one on. And let's look at the camera when I turn it on and turn it off. So see, I turn it off, turn it on. Boom. We got a little something going on. We got a little going on. It's not pointed really at it, so let's do that. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's give it some light. What's happening? Boom, it's getting more exposed, right? But now we can kind of keep everything in frame. Even though we probably really don't need the chair in frame, but imagine, we wanted to. Now we can add a little more light. But now we like, oh, we want to see the chair. But we don't. This is really important. This is really the subject. It is different clients mean different things. you know. Crazy how I get these commercials. Let's add another light. I don't know if this thing can follow me. This is one more light right here. Now we're gonna add another light. See something? Boom. And again, kind of. I'm just gonna follow me all the way. I mean, this look like it might be. Yeah. Anyway. What up? Put more light in it. You can't see the TV though, unfortunately, but. Gonna add a little more light now. Just a little more light. Now let's look at the TV. That one looks the same. However, this is on 54%, so it's not dialed in all of the way. It's not dialed in all the way for real. So let's turn up to 100. That's 100. Very subtle, but you know, we got our light. We got our light going. And as you can see, the Lord, I got some contrast going. It looks super like contrast, like it looks like it's dark around the edges. But if you look at this joint, it's bright, right? It's because I lowered my aperture and my ISO is all the way down. You kind of manipulate the way, you know, light is with the numbers, you know. So let's put that. Let's say, oh, we don't like that. I want to have all that blurry. It's a deer park. So like, all right, bet. Boom. We know what this. We can lower our f-stop. Boom, lower our f-stop. They would want to keep the light, so maybe you just adjust them. You don't want to put it all the way down. You just adjust them. But I'm telling you right now, you go all the way down, you're gonna get the most. You're gonna get the most. You're gonna get the most. Then we can adjust our aperture. You know it's not moving, so vice versa. We can add. We can go high and go low. Our guy's not moving at all. We just want to put more light in. Once stuff starts moving, you want to start adjusting. So you know we get to where we're comfortable at, or we look good. If you want, like, movies tend to go contrasting. You know, when they tend to go a lot of darks into lights. When you go into like comedy shows, they keep it kind of bright like this. You know what I mean? I'll probably lose less light on this guy, like that, and yeah, go from there. Deer park, a little picture or something like that. But all in all, shutter speed, aperture, ISO, meat and potatoes of the basic photography. Let's get you some cameras. Let's touch it. Let's learn where it's at. If y'all got cameras, y'all let me know what y'all ISO shutter speed. All's on. Once I touch it, Ken, appreciate you, Ken, man. Once I touch it, give me like 5 minutes. I know exactly where the same thing is. But yeah, man, that is about it in here. That's really just a lot of different things, man. I'm just trying to do. I don't know if I did proper advertising for this one, but every Monday, starting just April, free course starting at 12, and anybody can show up 12 to 2. You can learn some stuff. I'm going to try to live stream as much as I can, but I'm only going to answer or go off of questions that people ask. So if you're not here or asking in the chat, I don't know, but I'm going to try to promote this a little bit more. Yeah, it's been fun. Had a good time with everyone. Hope that was cool lessons. Hope I can clip that up. But y'all can, of course, watch this again. And thank you for joining. Just DM me, call me, email me. I'm really interested in hearing what to produce.